Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Phoenix. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what it's like to be a mom by 20, or just a young mom in general. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. Now let's get into it. So I was actually a mom by the time that I was 20. I found out that I was pregnant just after my 19th birthday. He was a couple months old when I turned 19. I do want to preface this by saying I'm not complaining. I absolutely adore my two kids. I would change absolutely nothing about being a mother, absolutely nothing about my kids. Being a mother at any age is difficult. Parenthood, motherhood, all of it is hard, but it's rewarding. I always think of the quote, it's a marathon, not a race. And I know that doesn't apply in this way, but the way I think of that is it's not a competition. We're all just trying to reach the finish line. We're all just trying to get there and do the best we can. So the first thing is when you're a young mom, a lot of people don't really take you seriously. I had a lot of people who were older or who had kids that were older who thought because they had been a parent longer or because of their age, they knew more than I did. And a lot of the time I had people kind of acting like I knew nothing and what they were telling me was the only possible way to parent. But I had a lot of unsolicited advice. I had a lot of pushing and people acting like they knew way more than I ever could unless they helped me. There was a lot of insecurity that came with being a young mom. You know, do I have enough experience just in life in general? Do I know enough to be a good mentor, a good teacher to my children? There was also a lot of shame that came with it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. When it came time to announce it to my mom and to my dad, I was afraid, despite the fact that I was an adult and I could make my own choices and I was living on my own at that time. I was still afraid of their judgment, of what their reactions might be. One thing that was really nice about being a parent young was the fact that we've worked our entire lives pretty much around we've worked what our next 10 years is going to look like based on the fact that we have kids. So Colton's chosen a career specifically that will pay him good in the future, but it's a career. Yeah. So instead of him having just a job that pays good now with nothing in the future, he's making a little less now than he could be, but he's guaranteed to have good pay down the line. He's guaranteed to be able to have a job he can retire in. We own a home now instead of just renting. We know potentially where we're going to live in 5 years. We know our plans, maybe not concretely, but we know for the most part what our plans are in the next 5 to 10 years based on the fact that we have kids. We were able to plan so much of everything around them to make sure that they would have a secure future, to make sure that we could raise them in a good environment, in a stable environment. And that's so nice. It can be kind of difficult to balance being, 22 years old now with two kids because I'd like to finish school. I haven't finished high school yet. I'd like to do that. I'd like to, possibly look at post-secondary. But my priority is being a mom. And yes, I could attempt schooling currently. I could attempt to finish my school. I could attempt to do so many things. But right now, my primary focus is my kids. And I think I might try to go back to school maybe, once they're a bit older, maybe like in preschool. In a few years, attempt it. But for now, my priority is raising my children. And that's going to come second. There's also a lot of surprise when people hear that I'm 22 with two kids, owning my own home. We're about to own our vehicle outright. And a lot of people are surprised by that, which makes sense. I mean, not a lot of people have the stability that we have or the life that we have at our age, but it's something that's very common. And I know a lot of the people that I know that are also young parents also deal with a lot of people being surprised at their situation. There's also a lot of stigma about not being married first. Society kind of teaches us that you need to be married first or that you should be married first. That's something even I'm kind of guilty of. I feel kind of sad that I wasn't married first. That was always my intention. My thought was always to fall in love, get married, then have children. And it didn't quite work out that way, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people think marriage should come first. You kind of feel a little bit of failure for not doing it in like the correct order, but when it comes down to it, there is no real correct order to do things. You just have to do things the way they work out for you. I'm a very firm believer that everything happens for a reason. I'm not religious, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that if it's supposed to work out a certain way, it will work out that way. We did work hard for what we have, but a lot of it came down to just luck. You know, right place, right time, knowing the right people, and that's just what it came down to. And it just worked out the way it was supposed to. When it comes down to it, being a young parent is amazing. It is. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm so grateful for my children. I'm so grateful for the fact that I get to learn with them. You know, they're my teachers just as much as I'm theirs. They've taught me so many lessons that I don't know if I could have gotten otherwise. They've taught me so many values and so many amazing things. And really, it's just, I'm very lucky to be the person I am today with the children I have today in the place I am. So yes, being a parent is hard. No matter what age you're at, it's hard, but it's rewarding. There's so many amazing things about it. I would rather go through a million of the hard parts just to hear my kid laugh once, or see them smile once, or like the first time they cried. I would love to hear that again. Like, it's just, I've never loved anything as much as I love them. And I've never felt so complete and so happy. It's hard. It is. I'm not gonna lie. It's so hard. You know, there are moments where you just want to cry out of pure frustration alone. But it's worth it. Every second is worth it. And to know that one day they're going to be people who could influence and change the world is amazing. That's everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video made you feel like you weren't alone, or a sense of relief. And yeah. If you like it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Can I have a kiss?
Oh.
How about we don't play with it? It's not a toy. Alex? Hello. What are you doing?
Oh.
Be careful.
Oh.
What? Nice. Yeah. Uh-huh. Wow. We're not going to play with that. That's not a toy. It's not a toy. Don't touch. When you're older, you have more experiences, and you just happen to have a little bit more wisdom from the experiences you have had. You are loud. Yeah. What was that? Can I make this better?